Hello viewers, and welcome to Siloam TV, the arena of revival, and the program is Chainbreak, and I'm your host Ben Rogers Muredhi. When we are talking about Chainbreak, we are talking about addictions, and there are different types of addictions, but basically for this program we are going to talk about alcohol and drug abuse. And someone said, a wise man said, that you cannot be able to fight your enemy without first understanding them. And that is why at Chainbreak we wish to reach out to you viewers so that you can understand exactly what is addiction, what causes addictions, what are the effects of addictions, and how you can break out from addiction. And I'm asking you, all the viewers who are tuned in, just stay there, do not touch that dial, as today we have a wonderful guest. Brian Kemadi has graced our studios to be able to share his journey, to be able to share the things that he went through. But before that, our esteemed viewers, we will ask Brian to introduce himself, to tell us who he is and what he's doing at the moment. Brian, welcome to Siloam TV.
Thank you so much.
The program is Chainbreak, and we are so honored to have you in the house today. Kindly greet the viewers and tell them who you are.
Wow, thank you so much, Brother Ben. I really thank God for this wonderful opportunity that the Lord has granted me. I cannot take it just for granted, because this is a very wonderful opportunity to become a voice that is going to bless many people.
Yeah.
And I want to thank this wonderful TV station because of hosting me. And I believe we are going to have a very good time by the grace of God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Brian is a person who was born in Oruko. That is where I was born and raised by
Kwa kina Menenge.
Kwa kina Menenge, exactly. Yes, that is my home place, and I'm very proud. Whenever you mention Oruko, I just see great people, because we have great people from Oruko, and I as one of them. I believe so.
I agree.
Yeah, so I am currently studying at Kenya Methodist University, pursuing my theological course, and it has been quite a journey.
Wow,
yes,
wow.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Brian. And as you have heard, he's currently undertaking his theological course, and we are talking about addiction and Chainbreak. And here we have a pastor who is about to talk about addiction and Chainbreak. And someone said that in addiction or alcoholism, you first take the drink. Then the drink takes another drink. Then the drink takes you. Now, I would love you, Brian, to share with the viewers out there, where did it all begin? You are a pastor here. We are talking about addiction. Where did it all begin, and what is it exactly that you are hooked into? Karim.
Wow, thank you so much. I may say that my journey has been quite interesting. Because I remember this is something that I did not at all learn in my life. You see, these things, many of the times, they just get you unaware. Some of us, there is no day you are going to wake up and say you are prepared to become a drug addict. You said, now, like today, I'm prepared now to become the most drunkard person ever in life. You see, these things just get you along the way, and a point in life you come to realize, like, oh, I'm a drug addict. How did I get here? And I remember it was back in, first of all, I may say I was raised by very wonderful parents.
Wow.
They raised me in very wonderful grounds.
Amazing.
They were people who feared the Lord, and even until now they also fear the Lord.
Wow.
They go to church. So I was raised from Sunday school. I went to a Methodist church. I also fellowship there till to date, and I have been raised in a very wonderful background. So Sikukuwa
So
na
what happened? What happened along the way?
yeah, so you see in that moment singeweza kujitetea niseme like it's my background that was bad.
Okay.
Because there are some people maybe that are going to blame the parents waseme like ni mzae alifanya nikaingia kwa hizi vitu kwa sababu dad was an addict. No, it was not that way in my case. So I remember that during that moment of Sunday school, you see you are under observation. Your parents are monitoring you. They are giving you cautions. Do not do this. Do not touch this. Do not associate with this. This is bad. This is right. This is wrong. So I had some concept in my mind that this thing works this way. But along the way, you know, there is some, I may say, some curiosity began to develop in me. Because every time I could see people, maybe in the market, in my village, even some of my friends, you see the friends, the way they used to do their things, to live their life, it was quite something that made me to become interested, because you can find somebody, he is just high, laughing, and to me it seemed like that was life enjoyment. This guy is laughing, is just in another level. I may say so. So I was very, very much curious, because I wanted to know like how does this guy, what is the secret behind this joy,
behind the happiness,
behind the happiness?
He's walking down the road, he's smiling,
no
like,
stress.
No stress. What is happening to this person?
What is happening to this guy? I would love to have that kind of a feeling that, you see, sometimes you may fake laughter, you may fake joy, but to them it looked like it was something that was so automatic. When you find that drunkard guy just laughing on the road, he doesn't care. Akiwa amevuta zake, ye hajali vile mtasema mseme, ye tu ako zake, ako dunia yake. And I remember I began to connect to some of my friends. Now I had graduated from Sunday school by then, as a very innocent person, a very innocent boy who feared the Lord, by the way. Actually, I remember even the moment I joined a secondary school, I was the first Form 1 to lead prayers during the orientation. So people began calling me pastor. Can you imagine that?
I get brand.
You can imagine that, sir. So it was like this thing had been there from like long time ago. But maybe, you know, the enemy has his strategies to bring people down. And the moment I began associating with these friends, they began like training me, because first, you see, I lost that pastorhood in me. That's beauty. That beauty, that glory. That glory.
And now you are lured into this peer group.
Exactly.
You are so curious to know what is happening to their lives.
Exactly. And I began hiding. You see, I also used to go to the CU, sing, do so many things. I was so much engaged in church activities. But you see, I started sneaking slowly by slowly. I'm not attending the services. And then I got lost completely. And I remember these guys, they began coaching me. And at first, you know, there is that fear. There is something that is telling you, sir, you're not taking the right path. And then another voice comes like a tornado. You see that tornado, and it tells you, brother, this is life at its fullest. How can you miss this? Look at your friends, the way they are enjoying. So you see, sometimes they used to come and tell me stories. Bro, jana zilikuwa zimeshika. Hiyo klabu tulikuwa tumelewa, zimeshika mbaya, we were so high on drugs. I was like, oh my God, what am I missing?
You felt like you're missing out on something.
I felt like I'm missing out on something. I'm not living life at its fullest. You see, there is a part of me that needs to come out. There is something in me that is missing. So I began going to clubs. At first, I had fear, but you see, the guys, they motivated me.
The peer pressure was overwhelming.
Was so much overwhelming.
Yes.
And you see, they began motivating me so that I can feel comfortable.
Okay.
You see, they wanted me to be assured that you are not doing anything wrong.
By this time, what is it for the purpose of the viewers out there listening, and they would love to understand what is it happening? Because here is Brian. He has been brought up in a wonderful Christian background, and now he has encountered these peer pressures, these friends. They are pulling you into their circle. And then what is it that now you are abusing, and how old are you?
Yes. Now, at this time, let me say I began abusing these things when I was 19.
Okay.
I was 19 years by then. You see, nilikuwa na kale ka feeling, I have my ID now. I am a grown up. So I began chewing Mira. Mira was my first, you see, Wameru. Nikaanzana na Jaba. Sasa, you know, Jaba inakuekanga tu na feel tu uko tu mahali. So I could feel like, hey, enyewe, this is the life now. So nikaanza na Jaba. You see, these things zinatafutananga tu. You see, they go graduating slowly by slowly. Haujuangi.
Okay.
Yes. The one moja itaitisha ingine.
So what did Jaba attract in your life?
So Jaba attracted cigarettes.
Okay.
You see, my friends used to tell me that ukitaka hii Jaba ishike, vuta kafegi. Na mazi ukivuta unafeel enyewe kuna ka change kamekuja tu mahali. And I was like, hi, oh my God. So this is what I have been missing. You see, at the first time, you just feel so much okay. You just feel so much okay. So I began Jaba and then Cigara.
And then which was the other level?
Now the other level, they wanted on me to just feel like I am part of this thing now.
Yes, of course. They're initiating you into the system.
So they told me that, my friend, you know what? We need to go sit down somewhere and relax. In a club. Tuitisha machupa, zikuje we relax. Uko na Jaba yako, uko na kafegi. Pombe kikuja, it is, you're going to feel so much high. Are you getting my point? Now wakaanza kuni recruit kwa pombe.
Slowly you're graduating.
Slowly I'm graduated, and I did not know at the first place what was happening to me. To me it was like this is another level of my life. I am living life at my fullest now. This is what I've been missing.
So Mr. Brian, what you are saying now, at this particular level, you're enjoying, you're feeling that you've been missing a lot, and now that you are fitting into what is happening around you.
Exactly.
And now you've started to take Mira, you're chewing Mira. Brian is smoking cigarettes, and Brian is drinking some little alcohol. And marijuana, have you started by this time?
Now, the issue of marijuana came when I got to Form 2. You see, all of these things, I was initiated back in Form 1. Now, you see, I had that innocent mind in me. You see, these people, they know how to capture innocent minds. And so, I remember that when I got informed to, they began now recruiting me to take marijuana. And marijuana really occupied a very, 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 very big capacity. A very big capacity in my brain. Now I began feeling like overconfident. Because I felt like I am on top of the world. You cannot tell me anything by then. I felt like I can do anything.
You felt you're on top of the world. I think we are looking at Brian's life, and up to this particular moment, Brian, an innocent boy who has been brought up in a Christian background with all the ethics of Christianity. In fact, when he gets to Form 1 in high school, he's called a pastor to lead prayers. And then, because of what he was seeing in the village, you would see people out there laughing by themselves. You would see people, guys walking around singing, and he began to become curious about what makes these people feel so happy. And that is how in Form 2 he's now starting to get hooked. He's starting to get introduced to miraa, to cigarette. Now there is alcohol part of it. And when we come back, we shall be picking it from there so that we can get to know. Now the Christian boy has gotten into this mbogi. It's called mbogi. Ameingia kwa hii mbogi noma sana.
Yes.
Ambayo sasa inavuta mafegi, mabangi, and the world is at their fingertips, or so they are feeling. Stay tuned, don't touch that dial as we come back briefly. Thank you. Welcome back, our viewers, and thank you very much for continuing staying tuned to Siloam TV, the arena of revival. And we are back to Chain Break, and I'm your host, Ben Rogers Muredhi, for those who have just arrived. And in our studios today, we have Brian Kemadi from Oruko. You know, when I was growing up, I used to hear Oruko kwa kina Menenge. We will be talking about Menenge some other time when you come to the studios, because I would love to understand who Menenge alikuwa ni nani.
Exactly.
Miaka mingi. Before we went for a break, Brian was explaining to us what was happening to his life, the innocence that was in him. The innocent boy was turning into drugs. And he mentioned, as we were coming to the end of the first part, that he was so obsessed with marijuana. Like marijuana took took a big part of his life and his brain. And in the beginning, our viewers remember, our guest said that he did not begin these things so that he can become an addict. No one wakes up in the morning and says, mimi nataka kukua mlevi, kwa nzia leo nataka kukua mlevi wa changa ule mkubwa kabisa nchini Kenya. No one does that. It's innocently, slowly by slowly, and you're getting hooked. So I want us to get back to Brian, and Brian will be able to share with us, how was life in addiction? Were things that you lost? What was your mental status? What was your emotional status? What was exactly happening in your life during those moments of using?
Wow.
Karibu sana.
Thank you so much. I may say that, you see, at the first moment, I did not see what was on the other side.
No.
Let me say, the luxuries, whatever was happening just in front of my eyes, had blinded me so much that I could not see what was ahead of me.
Okay.
So I was expecting that this could be like this forever. The joy, feeling that you are hyper. I really felt that this could be an everlasting joy.
Wow.
I was very, very, very wrong.
I love it. You felt that this would be an everlasting joy.
An everlasting joy.
Okay.
I could live this life all the days of my life. But I didn't know that I was so wrong. I was absolutely wrong, because I remember that my grades began taking another direction. Back in high school, my grades began taking, you see, my mind, I was not concentrating at all.
Okay.
That brilliant mind in me was now corrupted in a way. So I was not in any way paying attention to the teachers. I was not focused on. It was not like I was foolish. It was not like I was not able. I was not disabled. I may say so. I was very much okay, but you see, the drugs that I had consumed really drained my brain, that I could not think rightfully. So I did not, sometimes I could find myself sleeping in classes. I'm not paying attention to teachers. Every time I'm on punishments. So most of the times I could spend in punishments. I'm not finishing the assignments. Are you getting where I'm going with this now?
Yeah.
So slowly by slowly, my grades began to go down.
Yeah.
And when my dad noticed that my grades are going down, he decided now to transfer me to another school.
Okay.
Maybe thinking that
the problem is with the school.
Exactly. You see, sometimes as parents, you may assume that is the issue.
Yeah.
But oh my God, the moment I joined the new school, I became worse.
Worse than before. Now, what you're saying, Brian, is that your parents realized there was a drop in your performance in school.
Yeah.
And they thought maybe it is because of the school system.
Exactly. They did not know it was the drug.
They didn't know.
Exactly.
Up to this time, they don't know you are
Up to this time, they were not aware.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I remember I joined a certain school, and I was in Form 3 by then. But now at this school, I really met the guys. The guys wale mabazu sasa.
Mbogi sasa.
Wazito wenyewe. The guys who did not care about grains, about anything. These are the people who know they are bad boys and they don't care about it. Wanomare how I say like hao ni wale vijana wanaambia teacher like wewe huwezi niambie kitu yoyote. Mimi ni yule msee.
Yes.
They were those guys.
Yeah, rebellions. You're talking about rebellion.
Exactly, sir.
Yes.
Now, and you see, I had some concept of what they were doing.
Okay.
Because nilikuwa najua kuna kamarijuana mahali, kuna pombe, kuna bangi mahali. Nilikuwa na hako ka hint. So the moment they realized there is this new student na anakaa mjanja, you see kuna vile unaweza kaa tu mjanja, they were interested. So they now captured me, and they connected me to their group.
Okay.
So at times we could sneak out of school, tunaenda kwa club, we party.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
We were those guys.
Now, at this particular moment, you've moved from experimentation. Now you're in another level where you are sneaking even from school.
Yeah. Now my condition is beginning to get worse and worse now.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was in Form 4, actually, I may say God was just somehow trying to fight for me because some of the friends I used to have, some were even expelled from school. But I was not caught.
Yeah.
I was one of them, but somehow I did not get caught.
Yes.
So I may say that
but there were people who were caught and expelled.
There were people who were caught selling these things, sneaking out of school, and they were expelled. And yet I was part of them, and I was not caught. You can imagine that, sir. So my grades now became worse, and so I did not perform very well in KCSE. I may say so. So my dad did not want, I may say my dad has really fought for me in this journey.
Before we come to that, Brian, what were other experiences? What were other experiences that you went through during that time of addiction? Now, how was your emotional? Did you feel guilt, shame? What is exactly going on in your personal life?
You see, the moment I began, my grades began going down.
Yes.
Something in me now started speaking out, and something in me started telling me that things are not in a good state. I began to realize that I'm not taking the right path, and the most unfortunate part about it, it was that the level that I had reached at that particular moment, I could not be able to fight myself out of these things.
What you're saying is that now you are completely hooked.
I could not do without. Exactly.
That's now you've moved from experimentation to regular stage. You've moved from the regular stage, the high risk stage where you're sneaking to go and buy with the imbogi yako.
Exactly.
And now you've become a dependent person. You cannot function without the marijuana.
Exactly.
Brian, I would love to know do your parents know that there are changes that are happening in your life?
My parents began to realize there were changes when I joined a certain technical school in Kabone, because when my dad saw that he did not want this guy to become a waste, he decided to search maybe a technical school where I can pursue some technical skills, maybe to help me to become somebody in life. So he took me to Kabune, and I was doing my ICT at that place, and now at that point I became really worse. You see, in high school there is some
restriction.
Some certain restriction. You are still under monitoring from the principal, the teachers on duty. But in college or in these institutions,
your own man.
You are yourself now. You are the boss of your life. Nobody cares whether you wake up, whether you sleep, the moment you come back, the moment you go out. You are just you. Oh my God, there was a lot of freedom. And I really spoiled it. I really spoiled it. And you can imagine at that point now, even before my parents realized, at that point I was connected to a certain gang. Because I may say I really wanted to find a place where I could find a comfort.
To belong. You're looking for identity as a bazoo.
Exactly, sir. Because I felt like every time I'm alone, or every time I am with people who are focused in life, they used to condemn me. I used to see myself like, this is not the place where I belong. These people are condemning me. They think like I cannot do it. You see? For
the purpose of the viewers, what you are saying, what Brian, I can hear you saying, is that now you've reached a point where people have realized you are going the wrong direction.
Exactly.
And any moment you're trying to get to them, so that maybe you can be able to share what you are going through, all you meet is condemnation.
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
So you end up going back to the gang.
Because the gang, at the end of the day, they are going to accept me with joy and gladness, and they are going to continue now pumping me with this stuff. Unajua kama for example, nasema leo lazima nifike church mazi. Nikifika, unaona watu wako like, who is this guy? Amevaa vile. Unajua I used to dress my ragged, that my stuff, my supra niko na my chains.
I wanted to ask you about that. I wanted to ask you about evil and dom umeichoma sasa inakuoneshea umevaa ragged, maybe my jeans. How did you dress?
Oh God, you can imagine, especially in college. There was a time I used to work with in my shorts, na nilikuwa na a certain vest nilikuwa navalia imeraruka. I could walk in the tarmac that way. Sometimes nilikuwa navaa some slippers, hiyo shorts na kivest kimeraruka. I don't care. Nywele iko huku juu, unkempt.
And you're okay with that?
I'm on the tarmac that way in town.
Wow.
I'm walking in town, I do not care. Because I felt like, who is concerned about my life? Nobody. Everybody is minding their own business. Why should they be interested in me? So I'm the boss of my own life. I dress the way I want. I may say that was the right time, the right term that was in my mind at that moment. Mimi nilikuwa nasema tu like sipangwingwi. Wewe ni nani unipange? Mimi sipangwingwi bana.
So you had stopped taking care of your hygiene, you know.
Exactly.
Your look, you didn't care anymore.
Like the place where I used to sleep, I used to sleep in a very filthy place.
Tell me about it.
Because sometimes ilikuwa inakaa kama dustbin.
Wow.
You can imagine that, sir.
You are saying sasa your life mali you're sleeping.
Yes sir.
Imekuwa so dirty.
Yeah.
You don't clean it, you don't wash it. Ni kama unalala kwa kwa dustbin. From the wonderful beautiful kid wa church.
Exactly.
Now you're sleeping in a dustbin.
Now I'm sleeping in a dustbin.
Yes.
In the name of a house. Yeah. Because sometimes nimechoma hizo mafegi nitaangusha tu hapo chini. Hizo mashada nikapienga kakibaki na karusha tu mali nitarusha. Nikikuja na manguo hakuna kuclean unairusha hapo tu you see. Ukikula kile utakula masahani unaangusha hapo you don't care. You see. Sometimes I could even sleep hungry because I wanted to spare some money to go and take drugs. Are you getting me, sir? It was very, very terrible.
You skip a meal so that you can be able to buy marijuana.
Because of that craving, that anxiety, I really need this thing. I remember, you see, I may say that I never complained in my life. My dad used to send me pocket money every time, every day, to make sure that kijana amekula, amekunywa, ako sawa.
Kijana anasoma vizuri, he's given money, he's applied with money, asome, you're doing IT this time.
I'm doing IT this time.
So mzee pale uruko kwa kina Minenge, he knows my boy is doing IT.
Yes sir.
But kajama kamechoma bangi kako kwa dustbin.
Kijana analala kwa dustbin. And you can imagine sometimes I really, kama nikisikia tu kuna njaa sana, comrades wanakapitia saa. Nasema tu sometimes ilikuwa tu like nasema niko na rice mahali ka rice hivi naka sometimes hata ninaenda tu na sneak kwa duka tuna you see
unachukua
nachomoa tu nasema hii
duka ya mtu
wacha tu niende nijipange. So you can imagine like sometimes niko na ka rice hapo.
Brian, are we saying that you reach a point where now you can get to a shop ya mtu and then unaiba mchele?
Actually the guys that I used to work with tulikuwa tunajita mbogi ya Pop Chilo gang. Are you getting
say that again so that the viewers can hear?
Yes, there is a mbogi. Let me use that term. Maybe ili mabijana ndo wanaelewa hizi vitu. Tulikuwa tunatembea na mbogi fulani walikuwa wanajita the Pop Chilo gang. This is a group that did not care. Ilikuwa group ya criminals wengine hata wamefungwa jela wametoka, drug peddlers. A very terrible gang. Walikuwa wanani recruit hata kuvunja the padlocks. Ukipata padlock hata zile padlock mzito
unaichekesha.
Unaichekesha tu na inacheka.
you know viewers, I want us to follow the journey of Brian and you see now because of an habit that he started innocently through curiosity and experimentation. Now he's getting out of the way slowly. Now he has joined a gang. Amekuwa fundi wa kufungua makufuli sasa.
Imagine.
Unaona? And ukiaka mchele mbaya kwa duka, Brian is taking because of the compulsive, you know that compulsive craving for the drugs.
Exactly, sir. Now, sometimes you see, I remember there was that one time, tulikuwa tumesema like, tunafika tu Dunda, hawa watu, hakuna mtu mwenye anatoka huku na simu. So you see now, I was like the watchman.
Say that again, mumefika wapi for the purpose of this?
Yes, you see in colleges kuna hizi madunda zinafanyangwa sana Fridays. Dunda, the parties now you party, you dance, mko kwa dance floor mna dance hapo kwa hall ya shule.
Unajua sisi ni analog. Tunaweza kataa kuelewa dunda. So dunda, these are the evening parties in colleges.
Exactly. So sometimes so tukasema like you see this, I was even shocked sometimes. You can imagine I'm part of them, but nasema like hey, hata kama nafanya hizi vitu hii level ya hawa watu bana imeenda beyond. These guys, they are like where? So I remember,
and these are students.
They are students. They are students. Wengine wako na makesi. It was such a terrible experience. So I remember tuliendanga the moment watu wana dance tu huko nini one of them could come and tell me wewe ndio utazima stima. Ukizima stima zile simu zote ziko kwa charger. Hao watu wanasahau na simu zao. So mimi nikaenda, mimi ni nani na time tu time yenye ngoma imeshika kila mtu tu ako zake ana dance huko, mimi huyo
mambo
nazima kwa main. Watu masimu faster na washa stima, tuna sneak katikati ya crowd huko, tunachomoka na tunaenda.
What do you do with the funds?
We sell them, tunatafuta pesa ya kuvuta bangi.
Drugs. Yeah. Can you imagine that, viewers? They have graduated to a level where now they are stealing in a big way so that they can satisfy the craving. That is how dangerous drugs can hook you. They can chain you in a big way. Once a good and wonderful person, unaanza kubadilika, unaanza kukuwa mtu mwingine.
Exactly, yes, sir. And sometimes we could even go, unajua tulikuwa wale watu, the moment maybe we go to the clubs, tulikuwa tu watu wa madeni, like tunaenda kwa mama pima, akituwekea we madeni takulipa.
Mama pima ni kwa changa.
Ni kwa changa.
I can identify with that. There was a time nilitafunwa hii kidole sana, nilikunywa changa ya wenyewe. Sikuwa na pesa ya kulipa, mama kanitafuna akiniambia, you think I'm selling water? So how was that like?
By that time, I may say my mind looked like I was like hypnotized.
Okay.
At that moment, I may say, that little concept yenye ilikuwa na kafia in me about this thing ilikuwa imetoweka kabisa.
Like,
I was completely drained. I look like a zombie. In a way, I may say I looked like a zombie. Hata nikitembea tu like nilikuwa natembea mudomo iko nje, meno ni za brown.
Yani ile njaro ya niaje madhe sema buda. Yani
unajua sometimes hata nilikuwa naongea kama na stama like uko like nilikuwa nasema mimi like you cannot construct a full sentence. Unaweka tu alama za dukuduku hapo. You don't ukijaribu kuongea kitu una load haikuji, umesahau. I remember in one moment in my life, nakumbuka tuliagana na kijana ile tu mumetoka shule, you are going home. So kufika mahali tuko zetu zime nice. Jamaa kaniambia we bro, si tupatane tukifungua shule. Mi sikusikia. I was very high on drugs. Hata sikusikia akiniambia. So vile aliniambianga nilikuja kuload later after nimetembea like 50 meters ahead. Nikafika stage. Sasa unasikia? Ndio nasikia. Vile ameniambia, so nikasikia ameniambia, bro tupatane. So you can imagine niko stage, nikageuka nikamwambia, sawa bro, tupatane. Na ashaenda. So wale makanga walikuwa hapo, they were like,
what is happening to this young man?
Ndio maana unaonanga wale wenda wazimu. Sometimes you need to reason these things. It's a very, very serious situation.
It's a very serious situation.
A very serious situation.
You're hearing now is getting, you know, by the way, one of the symptoms of smoking marijuana is slurred speech. You cannot be able to construct the sentences and the slow reaction. What you're hearing from Brian is a slow reaction. Anaambiliwa kitu hapa 50 meters down the road, ndio ana respond. Now, Brian Kemathi.
Yes, sir.
How was your life back at home? This is school. Shule mmekuwa utumwizi, shule mmekuwa ma criminals, you're a gang. Now, back home when you go for the holidays,
yes, sir.
How was your life?
I may say now, this is the point where I'm coming to where ulikuwa umeniuliza, are my parents aware?
Yes.
Now my life at home was it was a very serious case because at first I remember that I used to be a guy who was active, assisting my parents in home chores, kukatia ngombe nyasi, kuchuna majani chai. You see, in my place where I come from, it's a tea plantation area. So nilikuwa najituma, nilikuwa that hardworking guy. So all of a sudden nakaa kwa nyumba, I'm watching just movies, sometimes very unclean movies, some adult movies, I may say so. I was not myself at that moment. I used to spend a lot of time indoors because
adult movies, you are talking about pornography.
I'm talking about pornography. Exactly, sir. Because these things go on graduating slowly by slowly. So I could spend hours and hours indoors taking bangi, unajua ukiwa ndani hawata realize haraka. Alafu kuna kale kanaitangwa ka wood stick. Yes, so nilikuwa na
Waislamu
zile za Waislamu. So nilikuwa naenda na buy a wood stick yenye iko na that scent, that sweet fragrance.
Yes.
So the moment nikivuta bangi, hizi ndizo tactics wanatumia. So ukisikia harufu ya wood stick, be very assured there is something happening in that room. So nilikuwa nachukua wood stick na iekelea hapo na washa. So hata nikivuta bangi, my room itakuwa tu ina smell ile scent ya wood stick ita consume hiyo harufu ya bangi. But my parents began to realize that this guy anakaa ndani, he is not working, he is lazy, sometimes he is very disobedient. Nimeachiwa kazi na mzee ameniambia afanya hivi na hivi, akikuja jioni sijafanya anything and I don't care, nafika home wakati wenye nataka. So they began to realize automatically I exposed myself. I could not hide it, because this was something that was in me now. I was not able to hide it at all. Sometimes I even began to become very aggressive, because I felt like I am a grown-up. Why should you be telling me some things right now? Are you getting? Now, why should you be telling me some things right now? I'm a grown-up. I need to take care of my life. So hata sometimes madhe anakuja niambia, ni nini unaenda wapi saa hizi? Naenda wapi saa hizi? Mimi niko na ID. Mimi ni mtu mkubwa. You see the influence of drugs now. I can choose to go wherever I want to go because I am a grown-up. You see, that was what I thought in my mind. And this condition continued now to grow worse and worse and worse. And now my parents knew something was wrong. Actually, I remember one day I nilikuwa nimevuta sigara, and now hiyo harufu, when I nilifika home, like my dad detected there was something, so he just called me. We sat down and akaniuliza, yes Brian, is everything okay with you? Hakuwa anataka kuniambia like unavuta kitu yoyote. So he just asked me, is something okay with you? Is something wrong with you? And I said, you see, utajitetea tu. Nasema yes, mi niko tu sawa. I'm good to go.
Niko tu sawa.
Mi niko tu sawa. Mi mzee, mi sina shida. Mi niko tu fiti. Mi sina shida mimi. Mi niko bie. So my dad began even, unajua, sometimes alikuwa pia anaogopa ile like hataki kuniuliza directly because he did not know my reaction towards the thing. Na angenichukulia ni kama ni kama ananijaji na way, so hakuwa anataka ikue that way. So he began to look for people who tried to talk to me, but sometimes I could just listen to them. Inaingilia hapa, inatokea hapa, wewe sema kile utasema, ukimaliza uende zako. And then I could go back to the factory settings. So I may say at this point, sir,
so your social life now is all messed up.
Exactly.
Back in school, things are going wrong because of drugs. Socially, you are living a dangerous life. Because ukajashikwa na hizi masimu, you can even be lynched or upigwe big time. So you can say now, up to this time, your whole life is disorganized.
Of course. Actually, I may say that in one point in my life, I used to listen to a lot of secular music.
Okay.
A lot of secular music. I used to listen to trap songs, zile ma hip hop, kong kabisa, ziko na mayo maniga, you see.
Your nigga. Yeah.
So I was telling a friend of mine actually that the way you feel you are worshiping the Lord with that flow of worship, feel too, it's just in you. You are praising the Lord, and just that presence of the Lord comes. Sometimes you kneel down, you begin to cry. Sometimes you even fall flat on the ground and just begin to cry just in the presence of the Lord. Now you can imagine, sometimes I could be possessed by those dark spirits, and sometimes I could lie down. With the fullness of dark spirits in me now, I could feel so much overwhelmed. and sometimes I could lie down na naanza kupiga nduru kwa plot mpaka sometimes mpaka landlord anakuwa interested what is happening here.
Brian, are you saying you know the way we worship in church and then we are carried by the Holy Spirit?
Yes.
Now Brian is here, he has smoked his marijuana, and then he's listening to this music, hip hops, you know, and you're getting carried. You're like you know, you're just yes, that is the word I was looking for.
Exactly.
Thank you. And you're there, you just gone, and you're screaming.
Exactly.
How did that make you feel?
I may say at that moment that feeling was it was like something that was out of my control. I felt in a particular point in my life that like there was something that was truly controlling me.
Wow.
Back in my mind, there was a point I felt I am not myself anymore.
Yes.
Something has truly taken over me. Because the moment I could listen to these songs, sometimes I could become crazy.
Yes.
I remember there was a time I used to listen to the music in my earphones, and when I was in school at night when students are studying, nilifika kwa compound ya shule, nikaanza kupiga nduru, and I'm rapping loudly. Rapping now.
You're singing the rap music.
Yes.
And you're screaming.
I'm screaming because now the song has really got into me. I cannot hold myself.
You've been kind of obsessed by it.
Exactly, sir. It's like something has taken over me. So I could find myself screaming anyhow. I was just like a mad guy.
Wow.
It was like madness was growing in.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes. And
from the innocent boy, now you're this young man who is screaming and rapping music.
Exactly, sir. And I can say that even the music, I was recruited into it because every time we used to smoke, unajua tulikuwa tunakaa chini, tunafoma a circle, and then tukivuta inaenda chain.
Inaenda round the chain.
Inaenda chain. Yes. So ikienda chain, waki notice zimeshika, unajua in a particular point kuna mahali itafika zianze kunice. You start now feeling the changes. Now that ka feeling inaanza kukuja.
Euphoria, it's called a euphoria feeling.
Exactly.
Feeling as if you're on top of the world.
Wow. Yes. Now they put on the music. I'm telling you.
Flying.
Oh. Unajua wao walikuwa sikuwa nazijua sana mbeleni. So the moment nasikia wana rap like zimeshika, I could feel like I'm entering into another world.
Okay.
Yes. I may say that it was like somehow I was being recruited into darkness.
Into the dark world.
Into the dark world.
Wow. Thank you, Brian. Up to this moment now, Brian, is like your life is all messed up. It's like your life now is all kind of messed up.
Yeah.
And the parents suspect you're doing something, but they don't know exactly what you're abusing. And at what did it hit you at any moment in your life that you have lost it? You know, because we would love the viewers to hear how you recovered. But during this journey, did you reach a point where you felt like manze life yangu haiendi poa?
Yes. Actually, that is a very good question because I may say in a particular moment in my life, you see, God has a way of strategizing victory to the ones that He loves.
He has a way of restoring. He has a way of bringing us back to the fold.
Exactly, sir.
Yes.
So I remember in one moment in my life, I came home, I was so drained, I was feeling so confused at that moment because I was looking at my life, I was looking at my family. My sister was doing so well by then. She had joined in a very wonderful school that was performing. It was on top in the country, one of the top schools in the country. My other younger siblings were also doing perfectly. So at a point in my life, I felt like I'm like an outcast because from the look of things, I was the
black sheep in the family.
Exactly, sir. You can imagine what that feeling did to my mind. It was terrible because I felt I am a failure. And now that is the point where depression began to creep in slowly by slowly now. Because at a point in my life, I even began feeling suicidal. I was like, Lord, my God, what's the feeling of what is the essence of all these things?
Yes.
Why am I living
What's the
if I cannot be
purpose
if I cannot benefit anything in the society, if I cannot be constructive in the society, I'm trying to do anything, everything just backfires.
Yes.
What is the meaning of life?
Yes.
So at times I could just look at my knife in my room and I'm like, should I do this thing? Should I try?
Yeah.
And then something just tells me, just take a moment, just enjoy more. You see?
Yeah.
There is also something that tells you enjoy more, just relax, just calm down. There were some voices speaking in me. Now I remember one day.
What do you think at this particular moment, Brian? Now there's a battle raging within you.
Exactly.
There's the voice that is telling you, look at your life, Brian. Look at your sister's life, Brian. Yes. And look at you've messed, and you need to change your life. And then there's a voice that wants you to continue indulging in this because of the addiction and the craving.
Exactly.
And then now you're caught up, and you're sitting sometimes in your room, and you're feeling you're experiencing the suicidal thoughts.
Exactly.
You know, you feel now you're useless, you feel you're rejected, and you feel you are hopeless. And may we stop there for a moment and have a break. Our viewers, do not touch that dial, because when we come back, we will get to understand which side won, because it said that inside us there are two wolves, the bad wolf and the good wolf, and the wolf that you feed is the one that wins. Now in Brian's life there's a battle. There's a voice that is telling him, you have lost it, you've messed it, what is it that you can do? And then there is the voice that is telling him, life ni kujienjoy, life hakuna kupangwa pangwa. And hold on there, our viewers will be back with the recovery part of Brian's life. And this is Siloam TV, the arena of revival, and the program is Chain Break. Keep tuned. Thank you. Hello and welcome back, our viewers. This is Siloam TV, the arena of revival, and the program is Chain Break for those who are getting tuned right now. And I'm your host, Ben Rogers Muredhi, and with me in our studio today is Brian Kimathi, and we've been walking through his journey from once a young boy, an innocent boy brought up with Christian morals and ethics, and a wonderful boy upcoming who once he gets even into high school, is told to lead prayers and even nicknamed pastor or called pastor. But along the way he gets hooked into this peer pressure group, and he gets hooked into these friends, and now he's graduated to drinking, to smoking, even now to stealing. And Brian, we would love to hear how you got out of all this, because now at home socially you're broken, you know, emotionally you're broken, even academically now you're broken. How did you manage to get back and become this wonderful and handsome gentleman I'm seeing right in front of me? By the way, you're looking very, very smart, and thank you very much. Can you kindly share with our viewers your recovery journey?
Thank you for the compliments. Let me say, I really thank God. I really, really thank God, because He had begun in some point fighting for me, though I did not realize it.
Okay.
Though I did not realize it at the first point, it came to dawn in me later. I'm going to tell you about that later shortly. So I remember during that point of I'm feeling like I'm done, life is useless, I'm not me anymore, I'm confused, I'm not making any impact, I'm just some random thing, not even guy, I'm just some random thing somewhere.
Wow.
I remember I just got into my room one day. I was on drugs. I was high. I was high on drugs. I was high on bangi. I had drunk alcohol. So my mind was like something else. So I began just tuning. I was looking to maybe a station that can give me a vibe to make me continue to live in my world, because at that point now I was somebody that was living in his own world. And you see the guys, let me tell you something actually. You see the guy, when these guys noticed that the condition of this boy is getting worse and worse. You see, at first they were even supporting me, funding me buying the drinks for me. And you see, until the moment I now became full blown, I began now looking for them. And they noticed now that the guy is
gone.
Yes. Yeah. So every time they used to mock me indirectly. Oh, so the moment they approached me, they are, bro, Nyati, what are you feeling? And as you like, I'm not, I don't know even what I'm saying. And they are like, oh, bro, Mashika. You in your life, Sasa. You see, they are mocking me. They knew I am done. Now, I remember at that moment when I closed my closet and I was tuning my radio, I sat, I don't know if my fingers slipped or what, but I just tuned into a certain radio station. I may say it was a gospel radio station. It was Hope FM. Hope FM. And then I heard them say something like, welcome. This is the place where you experience salvation, hope, and peace. Wow. I was like, what is this thing? And because you see, at that moment, I'm so much depressed, I'm confused, I'm like, I am done in life. And then I hear something like that. I was like, does peace exist? Does peace really exist?
Yes.
Oh, no. I don't believe it. But the moment they played a certain worship music, oh my goodness, the song was so much emotional. I just cried. I cried like a little baby. I don't know where the tears came from. And for the first time in my life, ever since I started taking these things, I experienced some certain peace. I never knew where it came from.
No.
But the moment I listened to that worship music, I felt a certain peace in my heart like never before. I was like, what is this thing? What is happening to me? But you know the devil is a liar. The moment, you see, when I felt that peace, you see, sometimes I used to experience sleepless nights. Because the enemy was strangling me every time. That, for the first time, I slept well. The moment I woke up, I don't know what the enemy done along my sleep. Because the moment I woke up, I felt a very intense craving for bangi, like never before. I decided to go and search for bangi, but somewhere in my mind, I felt like saying, like, I need to quit that group that I'm rolling with. Now I need to begin putting myself together. So I went and told them that from today, I have just quitted bangi. You see, I'm still under, I'm high on drugs. I'm taking bangi, but I just wanted to show them that I was trying to sneak out. Let me say that. Let me say
from
that. From the group, because I felt like these guys, they are just wasting me. You can imagine, even at some point in college, walikuwa wananikujia class. The lecturer is teaching, somebody just anakuja kwa dirisha ananifanyia hivi. And wakinionyesha tu, wakinifanyia hivi, najua bangi imekama, mapedla wamekuja. I could just walk out and go. They never wanted to see me trying to look constructive in life. So I was strategizing away on how to run away from them. So nikawambia mimi nimeacha bangi, so from today hamtakuwa mnanionanga hapa sana sana. They were like, so kijana anataka kutuwepa oh, unaenda wapi? We are going to show you. We are going to strategize on our way to bring you back. So I sneaked out for like a week, and sometimes I could be smoking bangi in secret, but these guys, they had a way to lure me back to them. They even used to send me some you see some ladies to come and entice me. You see some those bad girls wananiambia unajua ukiona mwanaume ukiona ladies wanakuja, you feel kama especially in that moment of depression and still ladies are coming and you're like kumbe ladies can still like me like this. So I did not know they are trying to find a way to capture me back to them. And they succeeded. Now they succeeded and they brought me back. But I continued to push on, to resist, to resist. And at a particular point now, I began smoking these things in secret. Ninavuta yes, but navuta wakati hawanioni. So nikaanza kuwatenga pole. Sometimes ninapeana excuses. Nilikuwa nawapea excuse like mimi naenda game leo, so today mimi sitakuja kuvuta, tuko na game. Nilikuwa nacheza basketball, so naambia mimi naenda game leo, wase Mr. Make. So where to Mr. Make leo. So these guys, they saw this guy anahepa. They decided to attack me now. Because they saw that when nikijaribu kuhepa, I may somehow come back to the normal me. I may come back to the factory settings. They did not want that thing to happen. Now, I remember one night, you see that I'm talking on how now I shifted completely.
Yes, the recovery journey.
The recovery moment now.
Yes.
I remember one moment, it was on Friday. During that Friday kulikuwa na ile dunda. Nilikuwa nakwambia at the beginning of the story now. Kulikuwa na ile dunda, you see where you go, you party. So nilikuwa tu nimesema leo nitaenda nijibamba kidogo. Without them, of course. Without them, just me alone, just being me, because I wanted now to come back to me again. Now, when they sent the ladies again, the ladies came. You see ni kama walikuwa wamepanga step by step. Wakaniambia, Brayo, leo nataka tuvute, leo zimeshika, nataka tuvute tu na wewe. I was interested again. Ladies have come. So wakakuja tukavuta na wao. And then wakaniambia, Brayo, si tuende dunda na wewe. Nikamwambia, kwanza tuende. Mi kwanza nitafeel fit kwa sababu niko na lady. Actually there were two ladies. Nika feel, two ladies. Mi nitatesa huko mbaya. You see, you're just trying to feel like you're the man now. Now, vile tulitokea kwa gate hivi, one of the guys in the gang, he came and started speaking to the ladies in parables. I may say in a way to suggest something
with the hidden meaning, you know.
With a hidden meaning. So this is what he said. Alikuwa anasema like, hai, msichana anaweza kututoka hivyo tu na aende. Hai, hakuna msee mwenye anaweza tuondokea hii mbogi yetu na aende hivyo. Hai, hata kama ni kummada, si tunamada tu. You see, he is addressing me, but he is talking in another directive. Hey, I was struck with fear. Like, what is this guy trying to mean? You see, I knew I am the guy that had left them. So in a way, that thing hit me so hard. Hey, could he be suggesting that they are planning something? And so these ladies, you see, they are also part of the plan. Wanaanza kuniambia, Brayo, niaje, uko sawa? Naambia mimi niko sawa. Mimi mtu hawezi nitishia in this life. Usiwahi jaribu kutishwa na mtu hawezi nitishia. Hii life ni kukua mwanaume. I was like, what are these guys saying? Fear now began to develop in me. But we continued with the journey. Tukaamua tu tunaelekea tu tunaenda na wao. Tukapata the other group wamenitegea on the road now. Walikuwa wamejipanga wawili hapa, wengine wawili 100 meters away. Bado tunaenda shule, tunaenda dunda. I was so much I felt like I'm in the den of lions.
Wow.
You remember the story of David?
Yeah.
But you see, God had granted David that Daniel, that boldness.
Yes.
So he did not fear. But in my case, it was so different.
Yeah.
I felt like today my life is coming to an end. Because walianza tu kuchomoka tu mmoja kutokelezea. And all of them were speaking indirectly. And their conversations were facing me, were targeting me. So bado tunaendelea na safari. One of them said, leo watu watatambua. And you see, at that point, you remember we had smoked the weed with the ladies, so I was so high. In that point now, my brain ilikuwa like locked now.
Yes.
Ilikuwa imeenda sasa beyond. Ilikuwa like imefika a point of no return. If I could use that that language. Yes. Like the guys wakaendelea tu kuongea in parables hivyo. Kufika shule wengine wamenitegea even in the school now. Vile walituona tunaingia wakaanza kusema, ingiani hivyo tu tunawaona, si tuko seti. I was done. I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say here, sir.
Yeah.
The guy was like, si tuko seti, we are good to go.
Yeah.
He is like trying to signal the other guys like, huyu tunamalizana na yeye. You see, do you know, I began feeling hell beckoning on me. I could somehow feel like the voices of hell. People crying in agony, in hellfire now.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm still under the influence of drugs.
Yes.
I was like, oh my goodness, today I am done and I am done completely. Wow. Tukaingia kwa dance floor. Watu wakaendelea kudance. Missy dance. You see, they are trying to look at a point where they can capture me.
Yes.
And then they attack me.
Yes.
Missy dance. Watu wana dance huko. Nikakaa hapo kwa dance floor. So I'm trying to strategize on how I am going to sneak and run away.
Okay.
Niende mali nitaenda hata sitarudi kwangu because they are going to still come for me. So nika sneak, nikatoka nje. And sir, that is the point where I saw the hand of the Lord like I have never seen before. I saw the hand of God just holding me like this. Because I remember in that position now, I was like, where am I running to?
Like you saw like in a vision or like...
It was like something that it came, I don't know where it came from. It just hit me. I saw like there is something that is happening to me because at a particular point in my life, I was feeling like I am dying and this is the end of my life. Today I am coming to the end of my life.
Yeah.
And I remember when I came out of the hall, I tried to look for a place where I could run and hide from these guys. And do you know, at that moment, I felt I had a voice from afar. Nilisikia voice ya keyboard. Do you know that voice ya keyboard? You know, kulikuwa na you see in colleges, in universities, there is that entertainment part, and there is the fellowship part,
the
CU hall,
yes.
The people are doing, they are in different categories.
Yes.
Now they were holding the Friday fellowship at that day. I remember nilisikia tu sauti ya keyboard mahali inaimba. So it dawned in my mind. I may say it was like God just sent an angel. You see, niliangalia nikaona like a place where like these guys hawawezi kimbia waingie, it is to the church.
Wow.
Are you getting me?
Yeah, because already now these people, they have realized that Brian is trying to get out of addiction, and they have strategized. They are threatening him. Mtu hawezi toka kwa mbogi yetu hivi.
Yes, sir.
And you managed to sneak out of the duda, and now the moment you stepped out, you heard the sound of a keyboard.
Yes, sir.
And you are telling yourself, nikiingia kwa chacha watakuja.
Exactly.
So what did you do?
I can remember at that point I did not wait for any other signal. I ran like there was fire on the mountain.
Literally running.
Running like a madman. I ran like people are even, what is happening to this guy? I ran like there was fire on the mountain. I entered in the church.
Yes.
You see, the preacher was like coming to an end of the service now. And now it was that point where the people are doing the prayer request. You see, back in my mind, I was like, God had strategized the whole of this thing.
Oh my goodness.
It was still in the mind of God.
Yes.
Because it was like I was there right on time, because the preacher had already told the people, just stand up and just begin to speak to your God. Let the Spirit of the Lord take over the church now.
And prayer request.
Brian ndo huyo anaingia church. At the very same moment, my friend, I remember I prayed like nobody. Now unajua hapo, you imagine, acha nikwambie ukweli hakuna maombi ingine inakuanga powerful kama ya mtu mwenye amefika mwisho. Zimeshika. He just needs God.
Wow.
There is nothing left in the life of this guy
apart
from God. That is the most powerful prayer you can never make. Na hata sikuwa na formula ya maombi mimi. Hata sikuwa najua ile ya Father in the mighty name of Jesus. I never knew something like in the mighty name of Jesus. Ni ile tu nilikuwa nasikia kuna Mungu Baba mahali. Mungu Baba, mimi ninakufa. Mungu, mimi sitaki kukufa. Kama ni kukufa, mimi nataka nikufe kwa kanisa. Those were the prayers I was making at that moment.
Yes.
Na nilikuwa naomba kwa sauti ya juu kabisa zaidi ya kila mtu kwa hiyo church. Woi Mungu wangu, mimi ninakufa leo. Woi Mungu wangu anataka kuniua. Imagine. That is the prayer I was making. Mungu wangu anataka kuniua. Woi Mungu wangu nisaidie. Mungu wangu, mimi nimefika mwisho. Mimi sijiwezi, sijijui. I was praying desperate prayers.
Wow.
Do you know, I prayed until I felt like something has just busted out of my head. I felt like something just busted out of my head.
Wow.
And can I surprise you? The moment when I opened my eyes, watu walikuwa washatoka, nilikuwa nimeona viti empty. Watu walitoka kitambo, kijana amebaki anaomba peke yake. Service iliisha, watu walitoka, viti ziko empty, kijana amebaki peke yake akiomba.
Amazing.
Kufungua macho, you see, there is the way the pastor akimaliza sermon lazima jipangapange, aongee na watu kadhaa. Unajua ministers, they are not in a hurry to leave the church because they need to do some review. So the pastor was doing some review in the altar. And so that there was still that kafia in me, that kafia of the guys that are waiting for me. But I had experienced something by this time. When that thing busted out of my head, something just came inside me. So I approached the pastor quickly and I just told him, "Sir, please help me. My life is in danger. They want to kill me." The pastor just looked at me. I told the pastor, like, "Pastor, please give me a place where I can stay for the night because these people want to kill me. When tomorrow dawns like this, I'm going just to go wherever I will go. I will not even go at home. I will not even go at my place. I will go wherever I will go." The pastor just looked at me and he knew something was the problem. So you see, I was expecting the pastor to accommodate me for the night. But I was so astonished. I said, I asked Pastor, si unipea mahali pa kulala? Pastor kaniambia, "No, I am not going to give you a place to stay." I was like, I am finished. Pastor, wewe sasa umenimaliza. Kama unaninyima place ya kulala nikiwa in danger, what are you expecting of me? Mimi kwisha. I am done, I am finished. And so the man of God said, "I'm not going to do that, but I am going to help you." How? He told me, "I want to ask you something. Because as I am looking at you like this, I have already seen everything about you." He told me, "Are you ready to give your life to Jesus?"
Yes.
I looked at my past life. I looked at the way I had wasted my life. I looked at the confusions, the failures. I had nothing to lose by them.
Amen.
I said quickly,
Amen.
yes,
Amen.
please, if there is a way that can be done so that I can receive. Actually, I need that Jesus right now, like nobody else. I'm the most needy person for that Jesus at this moment.
Wow.
If I can get him, if he is the one that can take away all my situation, please bring him quickly. I was even pressuring the man of God, where is he? Me, I want to see him, even if it is physically. Oh, the man of God just told me, come. He took me to the vestry, and he led me to the prayer of confession. Kwa Kiswahili tunasema ni maombi ya toba. I repeated after him, and I just accepted Jesus as the Lord and Savior of my life.
Amen.
At that moment when I accepted Jesus as the Lord and Savior of my life, the man of God now began to pray for me so that I can receive that joy of the Lord, that
peace of the Lord.
The peace of the Lord, the glory of the Lord may dwell in me. Do you know the moment he just laid hands on me like this? I never knew I was possessed in my life. I just felt something just pushed me into the ground, and I began groaning like a I don't know, like a lion. Something began to manifest in me. Nikaanza hata kurarua manguo. I was like a beast was coming out of me. What was happening? I felt like there were some things just coming out of me. So it was some moments later I came to realize I was in the point of deliverance. The man of God was ministering deliverance in me. And the moment that thing just came out, something just laid me bare flat on the ground. And my friend, let me tell you, I felt peace. Peace like never before in my life, I am telling you.
Amazing.
I really felt peace. Oh my God. The moment I remember that day, tears just calm down.
Amazing.
I just, Jesus.
And that was your turning point.
That was the moment I experienced the total shift. In Itangwa, the U-turn.
Wow. That's really amazing journey of Brian Kimathi, from once an innocent child, then into addiction, then into even stealing and lying, and then even into almost committing suicide and thinking about committing suicide, and how he encountered Jesus. He's running from the hall where there's Dunda and where people are threatening to kill him, and so that he cannot be able to leave the group. Sometimes the groups that we are joining, we become so hooked into them that they don't want to let us go. But right outside the hall, God was waiting for him, and there was a meeting, a fellowship that was going on, and Brian Kimathi managed to run there, and he managed to encounter Christ Jesus, and he managed to encounter the transforming power of Jesus Christ. Our viewers, that is how much drugs can hook you. And looking at Brian now, is looking very awesome. He's a university student. He moved from the technical, now he's in the university and pursuing theology. He's given his life to reach out to people there with the message of hope and transforming power of God. It is possible for someone who is out there struggling with the drugs. It is possible for anyone to be hooked. So parents, let's bring our children closer to us. Let's listen to them. Let's understand what they are going through. Brian, what will you tell someone? There's someone out there watching us right now, right here, struggling with addiction. What would you tell them?
Wow. First of all, what I would first of all tell some of my dear friends that may be passing through this issue is that first of all, as an individual, you need to accept that you have a problem
Wow.
The mistake that we do at times is that we do not want to accept that we are suffering or we are struggling. Ukipatana na mlevi saa hizi hawezi taka kukwambia akona shida.
The living in denial.
Exactly. The living denial, sir. They will always try to tell you they are sober, they are good to go. But deep down, when they go to their secret places, they will be crying, weeping secretly. But when they come to public, they wear the fake them, and you always think they are okay. So first of all, it begins with you. It begins with you. First of all, you accept, I am suffering, I am in a certain condition, I need help. That is the first point of recovery. The next point of recovery is trying to look for help from the right sources.
Amazing. Yes.
From the right sources.
Yes.
Because we have had cases recently of people who tried to look for help, but unfortunately, they began to look for help in the wrong sources. Some approached maybe even fake men of God, fake prophets, fake counselors who are con men, people who just want to take advantage of your money. So you are going to expose yourself to this guy, maybe trying to think the guy is going to help you. He's going to demand some huge amounts of cash, and he's just going to give you some corrupted directions on what you should do, something that is not benefiting you in any way. So I may say there are some people, actually the best sources of people that can help you are people that have the same experience. Yes. I remember your story, sir. One time you shared it. It really touched my heart. It really touched my heart. You were speaking somewhere, and you just even showed us some of your videos about the issue you are passing. Many people got interested, and you see, when you are speaking out of experience, you really love to give from your heart, because you know from the experience the kind of situation that this thing is.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing, Brian. What Brian is telling us, viewers out there, people struggling, is that first you need to accept that you have a problem. Then you reach out to the right source for help. There are professional counselors out there. There are wonderful men and women of God out there, because at the end of the day, all said and done, it is the transforming power of God that can change us. And that begins with acceptance. And Brian, as we come to the end, what are you going to tell the society out there? Because I heard you mention there was a time you're trying to get into church or to get to some people who could help you, and they are condemning and rejecting you. What would you tell the community there in relation to our friends who are struggling with addiction as we come to the end of our program?
Exactly. Yes. So whatever I may say, what I may try to advise the society is that, please, kindly, I beg you in the name of the Lord, please try to accommodate these people as part of you. Do not ever treat them as outcasts in the society. Sometimes this is the thing that pushes them into depression until they enter to the point of becoming suicidal. And we lose so many young people. Sometimes the problem is not even them. The problem is the society.
The listening here.
Exactly.
No listening here.
I had a particular case of an individual who was trying to look for help, and the guy had dreadlocks. So the guy wanted to go to church where he can just sit down and try even to talk to somebody, maybe in church, maybe the man of God, that may try to help him so that he can recover. You can imagine the moment the guy entered in church, people were like, where is this Rasta guy? What is he doing here? We don't, who jamaa ametoka wapi bana anakuja na marasta? This is an abomination in the house of the Lord. Do you know the impression that we give, even as believers, determines the state of these people? Because sometimes they will try to come looking for help from you. You will condemn them, maybe thinking you are more spiritual than them, maybe to realize later that you are demoralizing them, and they are going to run away. And when you lose them, they will become worse even more than the way they came.
Wow, that is amazing, Brian Kemadi. That's really amazing. What Brian is saying is that as a community, as churches, as the governments there, as the society, let's accept these things, because addiction is a chronic brain disease, and it hooks someone until you become hopeless. A once young and wonderful boy was hooked, mpaka anatembea na t-shirt zimeraruka kwa barabara, but thanks to the grace of God and the power in the blood of Jesus, today Brian is seated here encouraging us out there and telling us that it is possible. Recovery is possible. As a parent, you might think that your child is all gone and he cannot be able to recover, but we are seated here. We are a product of recovery and the grace of God. And as we close this, Brian, maybe I would kindly ask you to share your number, because at the university there, wherever you're studying, or in the churches, someone might want to reach you for some advice or encouragement. So kindly may you share your number as we come to the close.
Exactly. Of late I have been being reached out by a number of people, and actually many people are healing. I remember right now I have like 3 of them that have decided even to give their lives to Jesus.
Amen.
And they contacted me through my number that I'm going to share with you shortly. So first, you can get me through the social media platforms, and all my handles are Minister Kim. I decided to use one name in all the handles so that they can be easier for people. I don't want to call myself this in Facebook, this another name in Twitter. So
Prophet Angel, the thunder,
the fire of God.
You choose to be just simple Minister Kim. You know, nowadays there are these wonderful names, you know, the thunderstorm, there are all these names. Thank you, Minister Kim.
You see, I heard a certain minister somewhere saying, I am the lion, the rock. I am the rock. Wow. You see, I am the Indaboski.
Okay.
You see now, so those are some, but I don't, like titles. I believe we have been called here for one assignment, which is to win souls to Christ and to make Jesus known. So I use all the platforms as just Minister Kim, as simple as that: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and my phone number for them that maybe would want to reach me through the SMS, or maybe call me, or maybe even through the WhatsApp. It's 0746906756. It's going to be displayed on your screen. So 0746906756. 0746906756.
Wow, what a wonderful journey, what a wonderful moment with Minister Kim, sharing his recovery journey and sharing the challenges that he experienced during his time in addiction, especially marijuana. And you heard him say at first he thought that when you smoke and you use these things, you will experience the everlasting joy. But eventually he ended up being miserable, and even at one time thinking of committing suicide. And even at the other time, at another moment in time, the friends were threatening to kill him because he wanted to live their bogey. I want to thank you so much, our viewers and our supporters, and we really appreciate for you for working with us this journey. Our number will be on the screen there. If you want to share comments, if you want to ask questions, we will really appreciate. And I'm your host, Ben Rogers Moredi, and this is Siloam TV, the arena of revival, and the program was Chainbreak. Until next time, be blessed, and recovery is possible. Thank you very much.
Amen.